accidenta. Make me start this song again, you randa. Funny, I create that I'm busting on me head. Time I get rough and things are getting dread. And I work hard just to get me daily bread. So me need you when me sleeping on my bed. You're gone like you never hear what me said. When me did I tell you me know what your boyfriend? Some little waste man on internet. Need a real Batman to run the pussy red. Big body girl waist thinner than a dread. Big body softer than morning bread. Pick up a swimming a year anytime you wed. Anytime we link up, I love we have to make.
Mixed by DJ KK.
I see, Abedimpo. Friday night to the one day. Boys in a guess in the archie. I say when you almost saw one day, I just want to Abu Booby Nade. Otumofu, so mante. Yellow pata, kids are home matching. Club it up when you're tossing a most I ever drive out coffee. Rade, Beggie still, I know. Name Mabu, Wado, Billy, my loco. Shame Mabu, when the moon go view, Wado, when the moon go view, my loco. Shame Mabu, when the moon go view, Wado, when the moon go view, my loco. Mama better me on the moon too. Mama pana me. Soon pepper when I'm in a week. Let me just run a mess letter. Measure my million for my time. Measure my will ready. Since I'm a medley, I'm been there. Tell you, I'm trying to do you. Okay, me ready. I'm in you with a ball of so we can date. Baby, I turn up. But I'm not peer pressure, so can who be my medley? I'm a malocati. Oh, daddy, I saw a lot in my style. Yeah, be name of Sisiade. Have Messi na style Messi. Me this style, yeah, you try to be one libation room. One way, double lane. Ningina bomb, mama, the one could be for how come you remember. Let me feel a junction is a mudomo. Bala, we did it, Cheda Walla, if you are not in chat, Naka, never for the speed and from all the way. Mina, madam, a red winner, and do ya, Ayawa. Rade, Beggie, still, I know. I'm a mabu.
Money fall on you, banana fall on you, Prada fall on you, cause I'm in love with you. Money fall on you, banana fall on you, paparazzi follow you, cause I'm in love with you. Are you done talking? Tell me baby, are you done talking? Yeah. Are you done talking? Tell me baby, are you done talking? Yeah. Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. I don't wanna be a player no more. Yeah. I don't wanna be a player no more. Cause my guys call me Cristiano, Mr. Ronaldo, I'm on Nintendo. Cause my guys call me Cristiano, Mr. Ronaldo. Money fall on you, banana fall on you, Prada fall on you, cause I'm in love with you. Money fall on you, banana fall on you, paparazzi follow you, cause I'm in love with you. If I offend you, because sorry, oh baby, take out. Sorry, oh baby, take out. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you, oh baby. Nothing of it to change, amo. Nothing of it to change, amo. If I talk, then go say I dey talk. Yeah. Tell me why then they use Panadol for our headache. Yeah. How I go chop if my baby no chop? They want to spoil our market. Yeah. I don't wanna be a player no more. Yeah, I don't wanna be a player no more. Cause my guys call me Cristiano, Mr. Ronaldo, oh Nintendo.
Mix by DJ KK.
We are so much in Tina. My shit is better for what you are for, what dinner. I'm gonna be bombing.
To fight and we quarrel. We gon' settle when everything is not well. Girl, me carry gentle. No other girl with me act well. Two of us like pot and cat stool. I just can't tell why we fight and we wrestle. I saw the wire. Me get the fire. I saw the wire. If you not see me, I no go take go. Only your love I appreciate. If you not see me, I no go take go. Baby girl, let's relate. What she sing to? No kissing me, no touching me, no kissing me, and don't call me babe. No kissing me, no touching me, no kissing me, and don't call me babe.
What else? I'm gonna be bombing. Yeah.
Mixed by
Yo. Now me complaining was saying no use to car no. Cause I know what the Panamera na kofani New Kabute na what the kina for my brado. And see my kuma buy and I'm a friend bonde. But you know what of a girl what power one share. It's on the beer I na grow women so I'm really taking a piss. Them a kind of their one pay. And me so the one I do I was it. Me person me be a jar. Watch my swatch and I was so many what they kaki and dance me person me on the moon pa. They best be on a coast or your bay. All I gotta do is take your hand and run away. Papi go your car and acta. Also chene mama na me pede the baby bana you late. I don't go look at your face, scared to say. No kissing me. Me person me so the moon. No touching me. Oh mama finna know. No kissing me. Me person me friend. Don't call me baby I wanna.
In the Mix by DJ KK.
Welcome.
No be today. Me and you done the fight, don't tell. I no go pursue man. I go change my ways. I go reduce the banana. I no go do it again. If you leave me, now I go there.
Online, on mobile, and soon on
Thanks for. Hi there, this is CJ Buck, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Star Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Footprints Radio Talk Show, and this is your regular host, Oscar Bimpong, always in the driving seat, take you to your destination of success. This is another Thursday, and we are here coming to do what we do best. And what do we do best? We always bring people that always have the passion, the drive. They always there to make a difference in the lives of people. They are doing well in their expertise, and we always bring them to help you to make informed decisions in pursuit of your vision in life. And today is no different. We have got another powerful woman. I've met this woman for over 2 years now, and sometimes I study people for a long time before I bring them to the studio, because what we do is that we want to bring credibility of, we want to really ascertain how valuable people are. It's not just one day you meet people and they are in the studio. No, we follow them for a long time to really identify what actually they can bring to the table and how passionate they are, their mindset and everything. And this woman has really passed all the tests. And today is not a miracle, that's why she's here, but she has worked a way up to be here on this platform, because this platform has proven over the years that people are always always making the skill up every time, and she is here to really scale it up as well. This program, Footprints Radio Talk Show, is sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy. Train to Inspire Consultancy is inspiring our generation through training and development for all your business training needs, and for all your consultancy needs, for all your personal development needs. You need Train to Inspire Consultancy. They say training is key in any organization. Not only training, but consistent training. If you fail to train your staff, then you give yourself for what? Ignorance to operate. and ignorance can be very costly. One mistake can cost your whole company. So it's better you train your staff, and that is what Train to Inspire Consultancy is all about. If you want to know more about us, send us email at info@oscarbimpong.com. Oscar Bimpong, the Bimpong is Bimpong, or you can call us on 077035085552. If you are calling from abroad, it's +44. So +44 7703508552. Now let's go straight to business. Time is already spent, and who do I have on the hot seat? But before we go to that, what topic are we going to discuss? We are going to discuss championship, the reward of the hungry. This is going to be very powerful topic, because I think we really need to we need to break it down before we start the discussion, because it looks like it's a deep topic. Championship, the reward of the hungry. And who is in the hot seat to help us to discuss this topic? She is in the person of Gifty Boatma Annan, the CEO of Westsmith Global Consult. Please welcome to the Footprints, and you are live on Starr Radio UK.
Thank you, Mr. Bimpong. Thank you for this opportunity to be here tonight. I deem it a great honor to be given the opportunity to share what I know on such a great platform. And I must say that I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello? Come again?
Hello?
Yeah.
Great. So I want to say a very big thank you
to
you for this great opportunity to share what I know on this great platform. I must say that I deem it much of a great honor done me to be with you tonight, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So how has your day been?
Well, my day has been good. Actually, I've been a bit tight today. I've been working on the upcoming tertiary tour that I'm organizing in 4 different universities. And so I've been writing proposals here and there, getting partnership here and there. So it hasn't been quite of a normal day. I've been up and down and up and doing, but it's been great.
That's great. That's great to hear. Always on the run. Always on the run. Now, straight to business. If somebody asks, who is Gifty Boatma Annan? Not in book form, but in summary, what will you tell them?
Well, first of all, say that Gifty is a young, passionate lady who, has keen interest in all aspects of youth development. She is currently, she just finished her national service. That's supposed to say she's very young. She's a public speaking coach, pursuing a career in public speaking. She's a conference speaker, and currently she's setting up a consultancy firm that will train people in personal development, entrepreneurship, and then public speaking, like I said earlier. Basically, that's it about Gifty.
Wow. So somebody was asking, are you married?
Oscar, I'm not married. I'm not married yet. Yes, I'm not married. Truth is, I have someone in my heart. I have someone so much dear to me. And yeah, with time.
I think you might be breaking people's heart, but I think it is okay, because somebody told me to ask whether you were married. I hope that person continues to really listen to the show after their heart has been broken.
Oh my God.
Yes. Interesting. Now, I want us to take some words from our topic, championship, the reward of the hungry. Now, let's start from hunger. Why has hunger got in relation to championship and reward?
Mr. Bimpong, as we all know, the literal meaning of hunger is when the body uses up glucose, that is sugar in our body. It breaks down the energy, because when sugar is lost during activities of the day, we lose a lot of sugar, and that ends as up getting hungry and feeling for food. Now, even in our literal terms, when anybody is hungry, it doesn't matter where you find yourself at the moment you feel hungry, you head towards where you can get something to fill your belly. And that is as simple as that. So the person may be stuck in bed, relaxing on his comfortable bed, but immediately the feeling of hunger sets in. He would discomfort himself, get out of that bed and walk outside to get food to eat, even though it is discomforting as compared to when he was sleeping on the bed. But it all started with the hunger he felt. Yes. It's also much way the same way. If you are hungry and you are in a location where you don't even know, you do not say that I'm new in this area and so I'm going to feel hungry for the whole day. What you do is that you start doing what you didn't do before. You start asking questions. Do we have any food here? You start looking for locations. You start searching to get food to fill your belly at that particular instance. And that is how powerful hunger is. Hunger has the ability to move us from where we are to where we ought to be, just to get satisfied.
That really sounds very interesting, but this is my question. Now, why don't we institute this in our vision?
Why don't we institute hunger in our vision? That's
Yeah,
a big question.
Yeah, because you're saying that when you are hungry, especially you are in an area where you don't even know how you're going to get food,
Exactly.
you keep searching until you find food.
Definitely.
Why is that when it comes to our vision, we don't search until even we bring an idea on board? We don't even start from idea. We don't even have an idea. There's no ideas in our lives. We just wake up and do the normal things. So how can we incorporate hunger to really start even having ideas that can change our lives?
Okay, Mr. Bimpon. I think first of all, it has to do with where we find ourselves and the people who surround us. I would actually start using myself as an example. The truth is, I grew from a place where everything was very hard, very, very difficult to break through. As a matter of fact, I happen to be the first person who have been in the university in my family.
Wow.
And I grew up with friends who would always do the normal. There's no hunger to do anything extra. There is no desire, there is no passion, there is no instigation, no insight to do anything different from what we see being done. And so first of all, I will say that the reason why people will not incorporate hunger, it doesn't even cross their minds to do so, because of the environment they find themselves first of all in. Normally, we get pushed with what we see and we admire. Now, if we are stuck in an environment where we do not see anything being different, we feel that is the norm. We feel what we are doing is just what there is, and there is no need to fight for more. And that's the main reason why. Oscar, I'll say that that's the main reason why. And secondly, I would say that on an individual note, I'll still use myself as an example. When I went to, right from this JHS, my mother couldn't even pay my fees. I had to settle for an orphanage. Orphanage Africa took care of my fees right from class 4. And so I had no other option than to study hard and then make them proud. I managed to sail through to the secondary school. They still paid my fees. And then I finally got to the university. Now, right after secondary school, mommy fell sick and mommy had stroke.
Wow.
Right after school. And when mommy she became bedridden. She was the only one we had. And I was the last born amongst 5 children.
Wow.
None of them were working, and being paid well. And so I needed to think of working to be able to pay mommy's medical bills. Support with mom's medical bills because we didn't have any family member. So I decided that was where I started getting hungry. that was it, Oscar. That was it. Even though I knew home was bad, an orphanage was the one taking care of my fees, I hadn't reached a level of hunger until the only survival mentor I knew fell to the ground. Now, when Mama fell bedridden, I looked within myself and I realized I have a voice. When I talk, everybody wants to listen to me. When I speak in church, everybody's saying, who is that small girl with that big voice? So I decided to capitalize on the voice I have to make some money to take care of Mom's medical bills. Wow. So I started emceeing events. You know, some events, they won't pay you, but you just want the platform to be able to make an impression. Someone in there will love what you do and will call you for his program and pay you money for it. And so, Oscar, that was where hunger began in my life.
Wow. Wow. I think it's a very interesting story that you are sharing with us. And I think you made an important point in terms of saying that, look, hunger, when your mom fell sick, that is where you felt the need of hunger. It means that, but there are some people who are hungry, but they don't know what to do, isn't it?
Exactly. There are so many people who are hungry, but do not know what to do.
Why the case?
Because the truth is, Mr. Bimpon, I think there hasn't been enough introspection. Introspection in the case where we look at ourselves to see what advantage we have that we can share with others. The thing is, we are always looking for help to come from without, instead of looking for help coming from within.
Wow.
You see, our culture is such that we are not trained culturally to believe in anything good coming from inside. We have always been programmed to believe things good always come from outside our domain. And so even though certain people are hungry to make change and are hungry and they need something that will bring them food, bring them money, bring them some level of comfort, they are waiting with their hands in between their laps and then waiting for help to come from where no one knows. And with this, you will sit there for life. Oscar, imagine if I had waited for anybody to come and support us because Mom was sick. The fact that you are in a bad situation doesn't mean somebody will help you. That is what people should understand. Because as a matter of fact, there are so many people in terrible situations. You wouldn't be the first and you wouldn't be the last.
Exactly.
And so why sit down? Why sit down and wait? Look within yourself. Start doing something.
So I'm really interested in the within and the outside, right? You say people are always seeking outside in things that they can get, but they don't look inside. What do you think is inside that people should look up to?
Okay, so Oscar, Mr. Bimpon, personally, I'm going to use myself before I go to any other person. So you look at me, the truth is I do not have the height. I'm very, very cute. Now, that is enough reason for people to rubbish me off, that I don't have anything. Number two, I'm not coming from any good background. Inside my home, there is nothing on. We do not have a voice. Number three, I didn't go to the best of schools. But then, one thing remained. I have very sharp brains. Very sharp brains, and I have very sharp tongue, the ability to speak. Those things were innate. I came from outside. Those things were within me. They are things I never bargained for. I came with them. Just the same way, there are people, I see so many people with singing talent. They sing, but they do not have opportunities. And so they are waiting for somebody to come and hold it and connect them to Starr, I'm looking at somebody who can really play and the opportunity. So the person is still waiting for the opportunity. One.
Gifty, I think you are a bit close to your laptop, so if you can just relax a little bit because the line has been breaking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So, like I was saying, for someone who can sing, currently we have what we call social media. Social media is a very powerful platform that transcends the borders of nations and countries. You wouldn't have a visa, but your video, your voice can be heard in Australia,
Yes.
even though you have never stepped foot there.
Exactly.
That's the power of social media.
Yes.
Now, people have phones they are not using to their advantage. If you can play football very well, why don't you allow someone to video you every time you are playing football? Put it out there on social media, and one person somewhere would identify this talent you have. And the thing is, your ability to put yourself out there costing nothing. You can have a very powerful voice to sing. Why don't you do yourself? Things you can do better and put it out there to sell. It may not take days, it may not take just 2 weeks. But be consistent with it. That in a matter of time, Mr. Bepon, someone will notice the consistency and will notice the talent and will be willing to pay the price to polish it for you. And that is what is lacking in our society. Exactly.
Yeah, because I totally agree with you, but this is where I think the problem is. The problem is with the consistency aspect. So you give an example of somebody that is playing football. Now this person videos himself, let's say 5 minutes every single week or every day. And this person does it for 1 year and there is no breakthrough and they give up. Does it mean that what they have inside is not well trained to really manage the journey?
No, that is not what it means. As a matter of fact, we are a generation who do not have the patience to wait. Things don't just happen. Mr. Bempong, when I started the MCing events, as a matter of fact, I went 4 good years. Right from SS, I started. Mommy was bedridden. I started sometimes I go 20 cities, sometimes I go nothing. I was still MCing programs till I got to level 400 in the university. Now, when I got to level 400 first semester, Mama fell in coma. Now, when she fell in coma, I was writing exams, my first semester level 400 exams, and she was admitted at Legon Hospital, and I was also a student of Legon. And so I prepared for the paper by her side. She was in coma for about 2 weeks. When the morning comes, I quickly go to the exams room to write my exams, and I come back to sit by my mom. Now, it was after the next semester that was my final year, level 400 next semester, that's the final semester. Finally, mommy passed on in the final semester. The mommy died. Now, after mommy died, I still didn't get the big opportunities I was looking for. I had done this thing consistently for 4 good years. But Oscar, I hadn't gotten the big opportunities I needed. It was when I started national service. I had gone about 8 months into national service. Then I started getting calls from people. Oscar, it had been 4 good years. I didn't give up. But you see, sometimes we don't give the right approach to what we do. We are not willing to even pay the price to go the extra mile. I wasn't someone who was always in bed. As a matter of fact, sometimes I come home very late. After mom died, I come home late. Sometimes I pay to go for conferences just to network. I pay to go for certain conferences. It's not that I have the money, but the little I have, I'll pay. Go and network with the people. Talk to some of them. Most of them, I don't take their contacts. I take their emails. Because with these big men, normally they respond to emails faster than the WhatsApp. So I learned that approach very early in my life. You send them 1 or 2 mails and then they respond. And we build the relationship. And it has been so for some time now.
Wow. Wow. You've got a story to tell. I think in the future you need to write a book about this story, because it's really it's going to inspire somebody to really understand the challenges that some people go through. And there is one thing you mentioned as well that I really love, and that is the environment. You see, you were talking about the inside. So you see that success starts from inside, failure starts from inside. But people don't really understand that. You see, when I started this motivational speaking and all that, look, a whole year nobody calls me to speak. They don't call you to speak. No, the whole year. You see pastors, you beg them. You see people who are doing conferences, you beg them. Nobody wants to know. So that you ask yourself, why are you worrying yourself too much? But you see, when you know what you carry and what you can do to the best of your ability, nobody should stop you. I was speaking to a young man and I told him that you are doing very well. And if you continue to do this continuously for 10 years, you will succeed. He said 10 years is too long. You see, that is where you understand that this person will obviously give up along the way. Because people think that it has to happen. You see, I always tell people that the easiest thing you can ever do in this life is to seek for a job. If you want to pursue a vision, nobody knows the date you'll be paid. You can go a long run for 2 years, nobody has paid you. But if you understand what you want to achieve, if you know what you carry, then you can succeed. So I want to come to the level of environment, because you said the people that you were living with, your environment, the people were they were so standstill. They were just accustomed to the norm. They thought that there was no opportunities. So they were just living in their comfortable zone. What can trigger them to really do things different?
Number one, when they see someone come from amongst them and become someone they never expected.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I've not achieved much, but anytime those people see me, they feel inspired to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them come to me with some ideas. They think I should elaborate for them. Gifty, we need you to help us do this. I want to do this. How do I go about it? The reason is simply because they saw me with them, but currently I'm no longer with them.
Mm-hmm.
So they see it is possible to come out of the menu.
Yes. Yes.
So number one, when they see someone come out from amongst them to become, it triggers some kind of desire in them
Mm-hmm.
to also reach for the top.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, you see, this whole thing about success, reaching the top, nobody can do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
It is a thing that must be done with the person in question.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you would achieve in life cannot be done by the third party.
Mm-hmm.
It can only be done by you. And so, even though they get inspired when they see me, if they refuse to take action,
Mm-hmm.
they will remain where they are till thy kingdom come.
Mm-hmm.
So number one, I always tell the people I meet that they should check the things that they are reading. To a far extent, what built tenacity in me, what built continuous, consistent desire in me was the things I was reading at the time. I read about people who had come out of the mud to make it in life. The story that actually propelled me forward was the story about Thomas Edison, who tried several times without number and failed constantly and yet never gave up. Now, the things I read constantly built an unquenching, insatiable desire in me to become just like others had become. And so I was listening, I started watching videos about Bill Gates. I started watching videos. I realized these people read books. Bill Gates reads like 50 books a year. I was listening to Tony Robbins. He said there was a time he consistently read 70 books a year. I was like, goodness, there were people who, and then I started reading. I had no other option than to start digging, searching for content around what I wanted to do. Now, the reading I was doing built in me the desire that never died. Apart from the knowledge it served me, it built in me a desire and tenacity. And that is what people don't know about reading. Reading keeps you on your feet. And that's what I recommend to all the people I meet. I tell them, check what you are reading. Every single day we read, whether on social media, whether in the newspaper, we still read. Every day we read on WhatsApp. And so it depends on you to discipline yourself to channel your reading into something resourceful. Then you have begun the journey. Exactly.
Wow. But our unfortunately, many of our people don't read, you know. That is, yes.
Not at all.
Yes.
It's not their fault. They don't. It's just not. It's not part of our culture like that.
Yes.
It's a discipline you have to inculcate.
And that is where personal development comes in. I always tell people that if after university, 2 years after university, 3 years, you haven't read any book, then there was no need for you to go for your degree.
Not at all.
No, because you see, there is a lot of information that we don't know. And sometimes what you need is one sentence in the book. Just one line.
Just one line.
Just to change your whole perception. I will tell you a quote that changed my life. The quote that changed my life was by Jim Rohn. He says, I just want to paraphrase it. He says, if like you seek for a job, you make a living. But if you seek for a vision, then you make a fortune. And I'm like, wow, this is very deep. And I started listening to his videos on YouTube and all that. And I'm like, look, there are two paths. One path has got a limitation. The other one, you create the limitation. So you have to identify which path you want. But one path is very easy, but people think it's difficult. And that is where somebody creates a limitation on you. That is why the masses want to look for a job. Everywhere you go in this world, about 5% of the population, they employ 95%. So 5% create limitation on 95%, but the 5% create their own limitation. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be with the masses, or we want to be with a small percentage? It's just a matter of decision. So I decided to be part of the 5%. But I can tell you that it is not for small boys and small girls.
Not at all, Mr. Bevo.
You can do all the talking and all the preaching. But when it comes to be on the ground to do the work, it is easier said than done. Because success on that path is never guaranteed. Life can be like a sinusoidal curve. Today you are at the top, the next day you are down. You build up, you are down. Especially when you are coming from your background and my background, where we don't have a voice. We are trying to create our own voice, but for people to believe in our voice, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes passion, it takes tenacity, it takes consistency. Until people believe in us, for them to pay you for an MC. Somebody called me last week and he says he wants me to come and do an MC. I charged him, and he wanted to give me half of the amount. I told him, look, I've been in this business for 10 years. I have passed that stage. It's either you take your money or I come and do it for you, because I know the quality I will bring on the table. Before I will collect that money. Exactly. And it's not because I don't need money. I need money, Gifty, more than anybody else on this earth. But we are getting to a stage where we are defining our value. But those value, it does not come on a silver platter.
Not at all. Not at all.
So I'm really enjoying the way you are really bringing out the issues and the way you are trying to. But so you made a statement that it really catches my eye. You said when they see one of their own breaking the boundary, that is where they get to understand that it is possible.
It's possible.
Does it mean that we don't have so many people like you in our part of the world? And you made one statement that I think you should correct it. You said you haven't achieved much. You have achieved much, because not a lot can do with what you have passed through. Not a lot. You see, a lot of people talk, but when it comes to delivering, it's a problem. So how can we get more of you into our society, especially in Africa, that is changing the status quo against all odds? How can we do that?
Mr. Pimpon, that is actually a very necessity, because we need more of us to be able to solve so many problems in this our part of the world. Now, one of the ways I'm doing this, I said earlier, is that I'm embarking on a tertiary tour called the Wordsmith Global Tertiary Tour, and we are discussing the theme, the future of work and employment in Africa. As a matter of fact, we are getting some of the phenomenal businessmen, people who have been through the grind, and they are about to share with us so many things on that platform. And anybody that participates in this program is going to get outside with some kind of futuristic thinking. And this is the way we can help people. Because, Mr. Pimpon, take it or leave it, we need these people to have knowledge. If we do not impact in them the requisite knowledge, they will not be empowered enough to be able to solve the challenges that surrounds them. Without the requisite knowledge, they will just go back and forth without tackling the real issues. And so when I started, I was somewhere in June, I decided to do this program. The country manager for SIMA, called me, and he was like, this is a good program. He wants to partner to do the program. Then I realized one thing, Mr. Pimpon. Taking action cannot be underestimated. Before anybody will come into your domain to be of help, you should have started something. And the country manager all along was there, but never thought of calling me. He didn't even have my number. But immediately he saw the event circulating on social media, he quickly took a phone and called my number and said, Gifty, I support what you are doing. Let's partner to do this big. And I said, wow. I've had about 4 people call me from 4 different organizations. They want to partner for this program. And I'm saying, Mr. Pimpon, there is a lot of help out there, but not until we position ourselves to be seen and to be heard. We will be limited in our confines, our confinement, our limited domains, and we can never move forward. And these are some of the things that we are going to impact in the youth. The country manager was telling me that SEMA has been researching into the field of finance in the next 10 years, how finance is going to be in Africa. And these are the things they are coming to discuss. We have people on board who are coming to discuss the increasing technologies in Africa and what it's going to do to the sectors, the medical sector, the agricultural sector, what is going to happen in the next 5 years from 2020 and beyond. And these are the knowledge, this is a platform, a forum that I've organized just to be able to impact knowledge in my young people so that they can also pick up the good work and start doing something with it. And this is one of the ways I'm trying to be able to rub on others what I have become. And I believe it's going to really be effective. And we are just waiting for the day. Currently, plans are ongoing. It's going to be massive.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. I think we're going to go for a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to continue our discussion. I'm loving this discussion so much. Championship, the reward of the hungry. This is. I think we have to tell you have to turn this to a book, because you have got a story in there. Yes. Start writing. Never wait. Yes, and I've got a lot of comments here. Kofi Kwanzaa says, "Good work, Oscar," and he also said, "Great to see you, Gifty." And he said, "Gifty, I want to be like you when I grow up." Yeah, and I've got Mackenzie Moore. Please forgive me if I didn't mention your name well. He said, "Gifty, always on point. That is why I always book you for my event. Thanks more." And I also want to thank Oswald Jessica Colin Sopoku Juma for joining. Hey, sir, how are you doing? Nyame Bajuli. All of you are here. Please continue to share this video. We're going for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to continue our discussion. It's been wonderful having Gifty Boatima Anan, the CEO of Westmead Global Consult, on the topic championship, the reward of the hungry. Stay tuned and please don't change the dial.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Bed of roses, bed of roses, bed of roses. My name is Doreen Carter. I invite you to join me on Starr Radio UK this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. in discussing what goes on behind the curtains with my panel of experts. Remember, the time is 9:30 p.m. this and every Saturday. Bed of Roses is brought to you by the kind courtesy of Voices of Esther.
I believe in the sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Hello listeners, my name is Ira Lucy. I invite you to join me on the Starr Personality Profile Show this and every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on Starr Radio UK, where I will be talking to experts in their different fields to find out why they do what they do and what makes them exceptional in their various careers. This show is Starr Personality Profile on Starr Radio UK. Remember, the time is 6 p.m. every Tuesday. Download the app from your app store or join me live on all our social media platforms.
Something about and lay you down on a bed.
Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses. Voices of Esther brings you Bed of Roses this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Join our panel of experts to discuss issues within your relationships. Hosted by Doreen, you will be motivated and equipped to handle issues within your relationships. Remember, it is Saturday at 9:30 p.m. GMT. Don't miss it.
I'll lay you down, on a bed of roses.
Mama, please stop crying.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie, and Regina on the Family Enrichment Program on Star Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing
people's secrets. Don't be a busybody.
And some people. Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Program brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Program this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Star Radio UK, your favourite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Star Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio UK with your host Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Welcome back to the Footprints Radio Talk Show, and this is your regular host, Oscar Bimpo, always in the driving seat, taking you to your destination of success. I always say this is a powerful first half. We are going to the second half, and trust me, if you are enjoying the discussion, why keep it to yourself? This is another definition of selfishness. Just share it for another brother or sister to really listen to the second segment of the program, because do you know what? Probably you might change a life. And when you change a life, you haven't changed just one life. You have changed the life of a whole generation. I was just reading something on Facebook, and somebody said, motivational speakers just talk. And I'm like, you don't understand. Because when you go to the USA, the likes of what Tony Robbins and all those, the John Maxwell's, and all those people have done in the lives of people, you wouldn't understand. It's not everybody that should have a shop and put products in there and sell. No. Some people, their business is their voice. Somebody speaks for just an hour and he makes over $100,000. That is money. And you can work for so many years before you make that money. So you can never underrate the sector where somebody operates. Because whatever everybody is doing is business of itself. My books, somebody can just order your. I read a story of a guy who has written so many books. He's written so many books. But one celebrity read his book and he just tweeted the book, and the rest was history. So sometimes you don't really understand. For me, as Gifty was saying, Gifty was like, I haven't achieved much. No, you have achieved much. Because for now, I've even got people that comes to me say, Oscar, because of you, I've even fired my boss and I'm doing my own business. Because of you, I've added business to my career. What else do you want from us? You want us to have a shop, a kiosk, and sit down before you think we are doing business? No. Let me stop preaching and let's go straight to business. Who do I have on the hot seat? I've got Gifty Boatima Annan, who is the CEO of Westsmith Global Consult, and we are discussing championship, the reward of the hungry. Gifty, please welcome back to the second segment of the program, and you are live on Starr Radio UK.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bimpong. I'm enjoying the show.
I'm also enjoying it. You see, when you bring in people that have got a story to tell and they are genuine, it makes my conversation very easier. You know? Yes. Now let's go back to championship. What has championship got to do with somebody who is very hungry?
Okay, Mr. Bimpong. Let me start from connecting what we call hunger to championship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for every hungry man, his sole vision at that particular point in time is to gain what we call satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
For everybody who is hungry, a hungry man does not care what. All he cares about is, I need food in my belly and I need my belly to be full. And that is what hunger creates in anybody who is pursuing incredible success. The reason why I connected championship with hunger is because I wasn't just talking about mere success, but I'm talking about success that overrides and outlives an individual.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we talk about success that outlives an individual, is the success of impact.
Mm-hmm.
Your ability to impact the people you leave behind. And so in your absence, these people carry on the work you were doing whilst you were here. Now, championship just signifies success at its highest peak.
Mm-hmm.
Now, someone will say that success is relative. Like we always say, success is your ability to fulfill purpose. But there are certain elements of success that are synonymous to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
A man who is successful, first of all, cannot be poor.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Bible says that a poor man's wisdom is despised.
Mm-hmm.
And that is to say, the opposite of that means that the foolishness of a rich man is upheld because he has money. For every kind of success, money is attached to it. Your ability to break free from poverty and launch into financial freedom takes hunger. It takes hunger that creates in you the desire to go after what you want, to be able to achieve financial freedom in your life and in the life of your family. Now, to be able to impact other people, people listen to people who are able to take care of them more than people who do not have a hand in their lives. If you don't have the ability to feed somebody, you cannot tell him what to do, and you cannot instruct the person and direct him. He can't take orders from you. Money gives us that leverage to be able to impact more people. We want to feed the hungry, we need money. And that is the point we need to get to, where we have money that outlives us, because our money is able to impact people that outlives us when we die and we are gone. The people have been impacted here and are doing better. Okay. Now, if you are hungry for something, first of all, what you have to do to be able to achieve championship is, first of all, you need to have a vision of where you are, your present or your present circumstance, where you stand at the moment. Number two, you need to know where you want to be. Futuristic thinking. Then number three, you examine the gap between. You measure the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Now the next thing to do is to find ways to bridge the gap. And that is how we reach for championship. If the hunger begins, that is where you get uncomfortable with your current situation. If you are uncomfortable with your current situation, it means you know what you are now and where you are. Now, hunger is sustained when you have something you are looking to. If you do not have any desired goal, hunger dies.
Powerful.
Hunger rests on the shoulders of vision. To constantly flame out. Exactly. And so anytime you look at where you want to be and you look at where you are, you examine the existing gap and you begin to take action to close the gap by day. Like the old adage always goes, a journey of 1,000 steps begin with just one step.
1,000 miles, yeah.
Now, that is how you begin to close the gap to reach championship. Now, it could be in the field of work where you are. If you want to change something about what you do, I always tell people that personal development precedes professional development. For every great achievement in life, it begins with self. If you cannot conquer yourself first, you cannot conquer any other. Now you begin to discipline yourself to develop your personal self, your personal growth. Now when you develop yourself to a point, you begin to outlive or outweigh your current position. That is how you get promotions at work. When you work on yourself that much, that the knowledge, the expertise you bring on board outweigh your current positions, your authorities have no other option than to promote you. So that is what I mean when I say that personal development precedes professional growth or professional improvement. Until you are willing to take care of the self. And Mr. Bimpon, let me say something here, that the mindset of an individual goes a long way to help one achieve success. If your mind is not programmed right, if your mind is programmed to believe the wrong things, achieving success will become very difficult in your day-to-day activities. Exactly. Because you cannot do the same things you are doing to get different results.
Yes. That is madness. Doing the same thing all over again by expecting different results. That is the definition of madness. A lot of people are mad. Because you see, Gifty, the point is that if you are earning 100 Ghana cedis a month, and you are doing the same job, the same hours, the same day, but you are expecting to get 150 Ghana cedis, you are totally mad.
That's about it. It's not going to happen.
No. I put up a quote on Facebook today. Let me see. I just want to get it verbatim. Hold on. And I said, hold on one second. And I said, it was even shared on WhatsApp as well. And I said, regular is the norm And the new form of normality is disrupting the norm. Hey.
Wow.
Regular is the norm. Everybody is regular. It's 9 to 5, isn't it? 9 to 5 is the norm. It's the regular, right?
Yeah.
But you can only change that normality by disrupting it. That is why you decide that no, 95 is not for me anymore. I'm starting my tabletop business. And I decide when to go to work and when to sleep. Disrupting the norm. And in our generation, until you disrupt the norm, nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
You made a very powerful statement. In terms of personal development, it overrides professional what? Development. I think this is too deep for a lot of people. Because you see, people think their certificate can really take them somewhere. And I always ask people, when was the last time you saw your certificate?
That's a powerful question. I have not thought of that. I don't remember.
Some people, if they ask them to go for their certificate now, it can take them months for them to identify where it is in their house.
That's the truth.
So your certificate is just an entry point. But when you enter any industry, the rest is personal development. And people don't understand that leadership is not taught in school.
It cannot be taught in school.
But the day you finish school, you need leadership to survive. And that is where people should get it right. That after school or whilst you are in school, one of your greatest should be personal development. And I think this your quote, we need to really put it there and put it on Google. That personal development overrides professional development.
Wow. I'm just enjoying this. It's been a powerful session.
Exactly. So I think you are making very good points over there. And I think people, they should understand that they need to work on themselves to really get to that championship. But when it comes to the championship, do you relate it to competition?
Mr. Pimpon, whether we like it or not, there is competition everywhere. I wrote something on my Instagram page and I said that every young person should make it a point to gain mastery of his craft, because he's not competing even on a local level. He's competing on a global ground. Whatever you have inside you or whatever you are doing, your competition, first of all, is with yourself. To become better than who you have always been.
Yes.
That is your first competition point. The second competition point is that whether you like it or not, you are not the only one engaged in what you are doing. As a matter of fact, you are not the first to start. You didn't reinvent the wheel. Some people are doing the same thing you are doing. And so it's either you are doing it with skillful elements, something that others are not putting on board. Let me chip in this story. When I first started working with a company called West Lion, they were about to organize an event called the West Africa Hotel Technology Summit. And when I entered the company, the boss looked at my CV and said, "Kitty, I want you to handle this event." It was quite a huge event, and I started making calls, placing calls everywhere. I started calling the contact person for all the hotels. Now, There was one thing I realized with most of the receptionists that picked the call. About 85% of them did not know how to talk. They were bad with communication, and so they were rude on the phone. But when I got in touch with their general managers, I realized they were very nice people. And I said to one of the general managers, I think that Cassidy will tell general manager, I said to him, listen, you are losing about 50% of the money you make yearly at the gate. Then he asked me, Gifty, why? I said, listen, your receptionist is your gatekeeper. She decides the money that flows through the company or those that remain at the door. With her skillful reception of visitors. Then the man said, Gifty, I have not taken time to train my reception. I said, then you have to do so. There is an event I'm even about to organize, is a training for receptionists. And that was the genesis of that training. That is how it came about. So I realized about 15% of the receptionists knew what they were about, could communicate effectively, and could make you smile through the phone, even though you don't have personal contact with them.
Yes.
They were not the only receptionists at the time in all the hotels. There are so many people doing the same job. But some are poor at what they do, and some are sharp at what they do. So you must first of all be able to develop your craft, gain mastery of your craft to the extent that your competitors will fall behind you. Whether you like it or not, you are competing. Because if you are selling sobolo, someone else is also selling sobolo. That is enough competition for you. And when we mention competition, people don't get it. Competition simply means what you are doing, someone is doing. It simply means if you are a public speaker, you are not the only public speaker. Some other people are also speaking on the same topics you are speaking.
Exactly.
And what will differentiate you from the people is just that going that extra mile to know a bit more than everybody knows, to do a bit more than everybody does, and to be able to come. Anytime I talk on phone, I talk in a way that, because I know I'm transmitting trust, credibility, I'm transmitting myself through a mobile phone, and it must be able to resonate, even in the ears of the person, that I can trust this individual to take over this project, even when the person hasn't seen me before. So on every level there is competition, Mr. Bimpong.
Yes.
What doing what, there is competition. That is what I'm saying.
You know, it's very interesting when I meet people and they say, oh, I don't compete with anybody, I just compete with myself. Naive. You are just too naive. You are just too naive.
Too naive. That's the point.
Ghanaian taxi drivers were sitting in their corner doing their own thing. Suddenly Uber brought competition to them. You, in our generation, you cannot sit in your corner anymore.
Not at all.
I am here in the UK. When I come to Ghana, I come and take people's jobs in public speaking. I'm bringing competition to you.
I tell you, that's the truth.
So competition is everywhere. But there's one thing that you said that I really like so much. That the first call of competition is for you to be your better self.
Yes.
That is the first call of competition. So if you think you are minding your own business, mind your own business, but be a better version of yourself every day. But you can be sitting in your corner and somebody from Australia will come to Ghana and come and destroy you just because you don't want to compete.
Wow, that's serious. That's the reality.
You see, now even jobs, yeah, I have got so many friends that relocated from London to Ghana. They apply jobs from here, bringing competition to you.
That's serious.
Now there are so many advertising agencies in Ghana that you can apply jobs, whether you are in the US or wherever. People are staying somewhere, and it's not only Ghanaians. I know Ghanaians now who are living in Kenya. They are taking competition to Kenyans. So you cannot sit in your corner anymore. People will bring competition to you. So you can be doing your tabletop business, but somebody will bring a kiosk to come and destroy your tabletop business.
Exactly. It's just like that.
So that old adage that I'm not competing with anybody. No, you are competing. Put it in your mind that if you don't compete, people are going to destroy you.
You will die off. Your brand will not survive. It will not survive the test of time if you are not ready for competition.
So it's very interesting, like the way you are really bringing out this hunger in relation to competition. Now somebody will say, I'm very hungry. How can I compete? I cannot go to any championship. So I prefer to stay where I am. You want to kill me. You want me to run whilst I'm very hungry.
I see. I want to kill the person there. Okay. I'm listening.
You know? So people are, I think comfort zone is killing a lot of people, isn't it?
Mr. That's the truth. That's the truth. Comfort zone is one of our killer diseases. When I was even starting the program, I made reference to the point that when we are hungry and we are even in bed, we could be on the king-size bed, very comfortable, watching TV. But immediately that discomfort of hunger sets in, you will get up from that bed, move from that comfort zone, and go and find what will make you comfortable before you come back to the bed. The truth is, most of our young people, you see, the African population, the Ghanaian population is a youthful population. We have about 40% between 15 and I think below 15, and about 20-25% in between 15 and 30. The population is very, very youthful. But the reason why most people are not persevering and moving forward is the fear of the unknown. You see, people are very comfortable and are scared to move out of their comfort zone because they cannot tell what tomorrow holds. And so because they cannot tell, they decide to remain where they are. But that is what is killing them, because it is a two-way affair. It's either when you move out of your comfort zone, you could succeed massively, or you could as well fail massively. It's the two-way affair. And you see, anybody who is stuck to his comfort zone is someone who fears failure. In our part, as part of our individual lives, you cannot do without failing. Failure remains a staunch part of the process to success. The journey to success accommodates many times failure, and that is the only way to succeed. And the reason why people are stuck in their comfort zone because they are scared to fail. When I fail, people will talk about me. When I fail, I'll become the scorn of town. Everybody will keep pointing hands at me. And so what? What happens after you fail? Do you die?
No.
What happens after you fail? Do you lose anything? You don't lose anything. It's about you. And the point is that people have not gotten to the point where they take their own lives into their own hands. Mr. Bimpon, it got to a time where I took my life into my own hands, and I knew that whatever happens to me from this day forth is not anybody's business, it's my business.
Yes.
And that was when I started defining failure. If I fail, it is in my hands. If I succeed, it is in my hands. What people must know is that whether you like it or not, you can't succeed at the first count. You cannot be the best football player on the go. No.
No.
No, you cannot speak fluent English on the go.
Mm-hmm.
You need to start by learning nouns and verbs.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot walk as a child, a newborn baby. You must start as a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
You must crawl before you start walking. And so naturally, we are even born to even know, we are made to know by nature that things are in progression.
Mm-hmm.
Things don't just happen. Things start, they continue until they become. And that is how our natural growth, even as individuals, is. And because human beings, I mean, as a matter of fact, the youthful population, most of us have not taken our own lives into our own hands.
Mm-hmm.
And as it stands now, our lives are in the hands of others.
Mm-hmm.
That is why we fear so much to come out of the comfort zone. Because you know that you don't own your own life. If you own your own life and you fail, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why people don't leave their comfort zone, Mr. Pimbo, is basically because of failure.
Mm-hmm.
Failure. People will laugh at me. People will laugh at me. People will laugh at me. And that is the reason why so many people cannot move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, number two, some people are too complacent.
Mm-hmm.
The opposite, I sent you something earlier, that the opposite of hunger is satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, anybody that is not genuinely hungry for success is trying to say that I'm satisfied where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And satisfaction is synonymous to complacency.
Mm-hmm.
Now, complacency in itself is a place of stagnation.
Yes.
Because even the well-achieved individuals we know are all still gearing up for more success.
Yes.
It means that they are not complacent.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know that they cannot, to sustain the top,
Mm-hmm.
to sustain success, it takes more than you already know. I always say that you cannot solve present situation with outdated knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a day and time where you can go to bed relevant, yet you can wake up irrelevant because of the proliferation of information.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you decide to stay where you are, gradually you are becoming irrelevant to the current situation we have.
Mm-hmm.
Because situations don't stay the same way, they either get worse or get better.
Mm-hmm.
And so at every point in time, we need to be moving to be able to solve current situations.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we become relevant.
Mm-hmm.
If you stay in your comfort zone represents a place of complacency,
Mm-hmm.
a place of irrelevance, unproductivity,
Yes.
and then a place of, yes, that is what a comfort zone means. And why on earth would an individual want to settle in his comfort zone? One, because of failure. Because he fears to fail.
Mm-hmm.
He fears what everybody will say. I listened to one young man called Derek Ishiraba. I don't know if you know him.
No.
The CEO of Startup Clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And this young man was sacked from the bank because of a lie that was told of him. As a young boy, such a disgrace. He came out and set up a business, a consulting firm. Mr. Pimpon, just recently, he entered into Kenya, a land where he didn't know anything, and he opened another branch of business there. I spoke with him some few months ago. He was like, "It's one thing that was stopping me was fear. The fear of entering into another man's land." And he almost wanted to stay in his comfort zone, which is where he's been born and bred.
Mm-hmm.
That is our country, Ghana. He's making some money here, but he knew it was time to step up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the fear and that tendency to always want to remain in your comfort zone gripped him.
Mm-hmm.
At once, then finally he decided, now to hell with it. If I fail, I fail. If I succeed, I succeed. Lo and behold, when he went, success was waiting for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe the number one cause why people do not take action and in their comfort zone is because of fear of failure. And number two, because of complacency.
Fear of failure, and number two, complacency. And I think you made a very good point. That even resonates with me because I think when I started radio, you see, these are some of the people. People have to understand that things graduate. You become better every day. With consistency, you become better. Today, when I was coming to the studio, I did not write anything down. Wow. The only thing I wrote down is Gifty Boatman and then CEO of Westsmith Global Consult. Topic: Championship, the reward of the hungry. When I started radio, when I'm going for interview to interview somebody, I write questions like book because I don't want to get stuck.
Now you know what to do at what point.
No, I will get a question out of you no matter what. I will squeeze a question out of you. That is the stage I am now. But when I started Gifty, it was very difficult. Trust me. Sometimes I will get stuck with questions, and I'll go for a commercial break. By force commercial break. But you see, as now it's like over 7 years now, and consistently I've been doing this. I can tell you the number of times I've missed my radio show. It's either I've traveled or something. I can count it. Why? It has made me to become a better version of myself every single week. And this is what people cannot do. That they become better by doing, and not just by doing, by consistently doing it. So you will fail along the line. You see, one thing I know about failure is that when you fail, it is not you personally that fails. It is your vision that fails.
Tell me about it.
People think they personally have failed. You haven't failed. It is the vision that has failed. So you need to go back to the vision and identify what went wrong, because you personally, there's nothing wrong with you. Until people understand this, they are going to struggle in life. And you say something, who cares if I fail? I remember I drove some car for a long time, and when people see me that this motivational speaker, is it the car that he's driving? The man that motivates is not motivating himself. People will talk, it's natural, right? But you need to believe in yourself, what you want to do. And trust me, over time, those people, yeah, they will be telling other people that, oh, you are a very good friend and a brother. Oh, Gifty is my sister.
That's the truth.
That's the truth. Until you give up. You see? So it's been a very wonderful discussion. It's been a very wonderful discussion. But I want you to end. So what is the reward if you stay hungry?
The reward for staying hungry is immense satisfaction you cannot even take alone. The satisfaction of self and your ability to also satisfy others in the process. That is the reward of staying hungry. Incredible success. First of all, you get financial rewards, because Mr. Bimpon, you made mention of the fact that currently you are paid for what you do.
Oh, yes.
You are paid so much for what you do. That is financial reward. Number two, you gain self-confidence. You get confidence in yourself when you are able to set a vision and you are able to accomplish it. You are able to boldly tell people this thing works and this thing doesn't work. Exactly. Now you are able to build up self-esteem. And these rewards are intangible, but they are the things that people need the most. The ability to build self-esteem, self-confidence, self-trust. These things are not money, but they are the things that translate into money. They are the huge rewards that we need. Your ability to finally say that, oh, I believe in what I have. And what I have is actually impacting life. It is fulfilling in itself. And these things are the things that translate into financial gains. And those are the points of success we are talking about, Mr. Bimpon.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. I think I've got some comments here. I have got Emmanuel Shede. He's giving a thumbs up. And Mati Matete, he says, watching from Gaborone, Botswana. I've got Alberta Delor. She says, gift is so on point. B. Ibrahim say, hi, Oscar. B. Ibrahim, hi. I hope you're doing well. Kofi Kwanse again, he says, the extra mile makes all the difference. And Bernard O. Entry, Pastor Bernard O. Entry says, great discussion. Well done, guys. And Kofi Kwanse says, sure, loving it. Then Bernard O. Entry comes back again. He says, comfort zone has killed many great potential destinies and men with great dreams. And he also adds that fear is the absence of courage and faith. That is really powerful. Fear is the absence of courage and faith. When your faith and courage is dead, then fear takes over. Now, your last word. But before you go to your last word, when is your conference coming up? Your conference, when is it coming up? Where? How can people get tickets? Where?
Okay. So the conference is being organized in 4 tertiary institutions: Legon, UPSA, Wisconsin, and then KNUST. Legon is on the 25th of September, next month, 25th. Wisconsin is 26th. So if you miss Legon, you come to Wisconsin, 26th of September. UPSA is 27th of September. 27th. And then KNUST is on the 17th of November. Okay. That one will be in November, exactly. To register, go to www.wordsmithgm.com. That is where the registration is done. The registration is done online. Go to www.wordsmithgm.com to do your registration. And then, if you want to be a volunteer, currently we are getting volunteers on board. There are certain numbers you can call: 0547 419963. If you want to be a sponsor, the doors are open. Why not? Come on board and let's make this thing happen.
Wow, your last word.
Okay, so to every one of you watching me out there, I want to say that impossible is a mirage. Impossible does not exist. It is a mirage. It doesn't exist. For anything you set your mind to do, it is only a matter of time and that thing will come to pass. Everyone out there, I love you, and keep taking action and keep making it happen. God bless you.
Thank you very much for this powerful discussion. I've really loved it. He says impossible is a mirage. And I always go ahead to also say that, you see, possibility is embedded in the impossibility. Until you take action, the I am will never be shaken off. You can only shake off the I am if you take action. If you stand still and you are in your comfort zone, the I am will also be comfortable with the possible, and impossibility will rule your life. It's been a wonderful, wonderful discussion. I really loved it, and trust me, we really made your mark to come back on the show. It's been a wonderful discussion, and I know that a lot of people that listen to this discussion are going to take 1 or 2 from it. It's been really be a blessing to have you on the show, and I want you to go out there and stay hungry. The rich people who have amassed a lot of resources are still hungry, and those of us who have nothing are hungry, but we are finding it difficult to find that food. And when we have food to eat, we don't really take any action. So I want you to go out there and be the person you want to be in life. Continue to pursue your dreams like nobody's business. Have the passion to be where you want to be in life. Success, I always say, is not cheap. It's an expensive venture. And we made mention of success is relative. Success is relative, but for me, the relativeness of success is to what? It's a journey. Success is not a destination. So if you are on a journey and you don't have a destination to how successful you can be, that is by definition of the relativeness. But if you think at a point in time you achieve this and that should be the end, then I think you're on the wrong side of success. So continue to pursue your dream, Continue to be who you want to be, and continue to what? Have that mindset that it is possible if only you believe. This program is being sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy, your company that is about inspiring our generation through training and development. So be the best you can be this weekend. Next week, continue to pursue your dreams, and you will succeed. Be blessed, and see you next week. Bye bye.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio
You to do
UK.
another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made. That you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim. Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you are also taught that if a